What's up, guys? It is just me back with another video, and today I'm talking about all kinds of randomness that I hope is going to come together into a video. One of the things being with the title of this video, should I do YouTube alone? So what goes behind that thought is that with Nathaniel running multiple businesses right now, it is hard for him to make it every week for our YouTube videos, which I'm here, I'm ready to go, but it's also hard because I can't come up with every topic. We're really a team. It's a team effort. So we take turns coming up with the topics, and he can't make it every time because a lot of times he has things to do. And that has been behind the scenes of why there have been weeks that gone by. Like, I think before the last video we posted, we skipped like 3 weeks because it's just hard. I mean, we just have a lot going on, and it's hard for us to make this happen every week, but I do think it's important and I want to make it happen. So I was talking to him and I'm like, what about the thought of me doing it, on the off weeks that you can't make it? Maybe I could just do it by myself, which is so intimidating of a thought for me. Because I guess because he's the leader, I view him as like the leader of the family, and I like bouncing things off of each other. I like being together just in case either of us says something that could like be corrected or be said better. But he was like, yeah, I think that would be great, but I just have this fear around it, which I think is kind of silly. Even right now doing this, it just feels so weird. Like, I don't do this by myself. I've always had someone else with me, and the whole channel was his idea. So it will be an adventure if it happens. But I thought that could fill in the gaps of the off weeks. And if you guys have any topics that you guys want to talk about with me, put them in the comments. I would love some ideas because it is hard to come up with things by yourself when I'm also taking care of 3 kids. But also behind the scenes of skipping some weeks of videos, I feel like sadly it may have been put on the back burner a little bit because of negativity that's out there. Lately, I feel like we've been getting a lot, and it comes from people on YouTube, and recently it's even been coming from like family. So it's one thing when it's strangers and it's people online that you don't know and you're never going to meet, but it's another thing when things that you say are upsetting family members or something. So that's been kind of a struggle, more so for Nathaniel than me. I just feel like if people aren't hating on us, then we're doing it wrong, because God tells us like we're gonna be persecuted, and people are gonna be coming after us, and I'm okay with that. I mean, if I'm doing my best to share the truth, and that's all I can do. Like, me and Nathaniel have never claimed to have all the answers, and I don't think that we do, and I don't think us or anyone else besides Jesus can teach everything perfectly. Which is why we kind of always err on the side when we're talking about things like, this is what we think, what do you think? Because, we're still young, we're still learning. We love to learn from you guys. Like, I feel like through reading the comments, a lot of times I learn a lot of things, and I'm thankful for that. So to me, this is like an outlet to share our faith and, talk to people that we otherwise would have never gotten to talk to. And we get to learn and we get to grow, and it's fun. We all do it together. So I can look past the hate. I feel like so many of you guys are so sweet and so nice, and we get the nicest messages. And Nathaniel doesn't really see that stuff because he doesn't really do the social media side of things like I do, but I get to see all these like really sweet messages and how our videos impacted people, and that just like puts a fire under me that we have to keep doing it. We can't just stop. But yeah, thinking about doing videos alone, I shared on Instagram. If you guys follow us on Instagram, you may have seen this. So in the story of Moses, when God is telling him, you're going to go to Pharaoh and you're going to tell him to let the people go, Moses says, who am I to do that job? And God says, I am with you. And I think it's so interesting how God doesn't even respond to Moses of like, who am I? He doesn't tell him who Moses is. He's like, who am I? Like, God, that's what matters. I'm with you. And with me, you can do anything. So I love that verse. That came up for me recently, and I feel like God was kind of speaking to me of, he's with me doing this stuff, and I don't have to be afraid, and I'm just doing my best, and it doesn't have to be perfect as long as I'm just trying. I'm trying to spread truth and be a light and hopefully encourage people and lead people to Jesus as the ultimate goal. So if I can do that through posts on YouTube, you better believe I'm gonna post on YouTube. So yeah, that was all kind of that one big fat thought. But then Another thing, so on one of our other videos, we told you guys a good question to ask, getting to know people is, what was the question? Oh, what's something that's been an overwhelming thought for you lately? And for me, that answer is this overwhelming thought of like, am I doing enough? I've been feeling like that lately. You know, I'm raising my kids and I feel like I'm doing everything that I can. Like I'm trying to post on YouTube. I'm trying to respond to Instagram messages. I'm like helping people, but then I have this thought of, is it enough? Am I doing enough? And I just wonder, do we ever get to the point, you know, being Christians and followers of Jesus, do we ever get to this point where I'm like, yes, I'm doing it. Like I'm doing everything I can do. I'm doing the best job ever. I don't know. I don't know if we ever get there, but that's kind of been a thought for me is, am I doing enough? And I just want to be doing more for God. Like when I think of eternity and that's what matters in our life here is so temporary, I'm like, oh, why do I let day-to-day things get to me or take up my time when they don't matter, you know? And so that's kind of just what I've been thinking about lately is like, am I doing enough? And that's why I feel like I can't let go of YouTube, because if I did, I would have to find another outlet that we can pour into people, because I'm at home a lot. I don't get out and, you know, I'm not around a bunch of people that I can pour into. So this is kind of the way that I do that. And I just like, if God's allowing us to do it and he hasn't put it on my heart to quit, I'm not going to let comments from other people push me to quit, you know, because how sad would that be if I just let people get to us? So yeah, that's it. This video felt kind of short, but I just wanted to let you guys in on the fact that this is one of those weeks that it happened where Nathaniel couldn't make the video, and I'm like, well, I'll just make a video. So maybe we'll be stepping into that to where sometimes that he can't make it, maybe I'll just make a video alone and you'll just be seeing me on the screen. So yeah, if there are things that you guys want me to talk about on my solo days, let me know in the comments. I would love to like answer questions or cover topics that you guys would like to hear about. And I really wish that when I do cover topics, I wish that I could spend a lot of time like studying certain things so that I can like really speak on it. Because that's another thing Nathaniel's been worried about lately. He sent me this verse actually the other day, because he said this has kind of been on his mind of like, I guess, questioning if we should be doing this or not. So the verse is James 3:1, and it says, "Not many of you should become teachers, my fellow believers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly." And I definitely feel like that's true. I mean, I don't know if I feel funny like calling us teachers, but we do try to like share wisdom and share what we've learned and what we know and, you know, what we've studied in the Bible. But like I said at the beginning, I feel like everyone can't do it perfectly, and I don't want to let the fear of potentially not doing it perfectly keep me from doing it at all, you know, because that's why we're put here on this earth, is to talk about Jesus and spread the good news of Jesus. So that's what I want to be doing, and I don't want to let fear and Satan and negative comments and all these things deter me or make me feel less than, or like I can't do that, because, you know, like Moses said, who am I? And that's how I feel. Like, who am I to be on YouTube trying to tell people, you know, about Jesus or about the best ways to live life or trying to spread truth? Like, who am I? But I really just felt like God spoke to me through that story, and him just saying, I am with you. Like, it doesn't matter who I am. I have God on my side and with me, and that's what matters. And through him, I can do anything. So here I am on YouTube alone. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to talk about, and we will hopefully hit them next time.